You know a fight is insane when you have to pause, rewind, and still can't believe what just happened. Punches fly at light speed, swords clash with enough force to shatter dimensions and logic, and yeah, it's pretty much all out the window at that point. These aren't your everyday punch fests, these are the most insane anime fights you have yet to see and to believe. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen these fights, prepare to have the plot punched clean out of you. So kicking things off is Saitama vs. Boros from One Punch Man. From the moment Boros struts in like a cosmic disco ball with way too much energy, you just know this guy skipped a leg day to focus entirely on being overpowered. And then there's Saitama, our beloved bored baldy hero who looks at Boros' "I'm so strong I need restraining armor" aesthetic and thinks, cool story bro. One casual flick later and Boros' fancy armor is in pieces because nothing says welcome to Earth like accidentally undressing an alien warlord mid-conversation. This triggers Boros' transformation into a glowing, rage-fueled powerhouse, and the two clash in a whirlwind of cataclysmic destruction. I remember sitting there just like, wait, did this man just get punched to the moon? And for a moment there, Boros' regeneration, the immense speed, and planet-shaking power actually let him put up a fight. Saitama treats the whole thing like a mildly interesting workout right up until he decides to end it with his serious punch, which completely erases Boros' final attack, leaving him in a previously alive condition. Now this fight is everything, jaw-dropping animation, Boros being extra in the best way, and Saitama reminding us all that no matter how flashy your powers are, baldness always wins. Absolute perfection. Coming up next is Koyomi Araragi vs. Kiss Shot in Kizomonatari Part 3. The fight between these two immortal beings is quite personal. I'd say it's more of a messy divorce between a half-dead teenager and his vampire sugar mama. And oh boy, do things get personal as Koyomi Araragi, our favorite self-sacrificing dumbass, just wants his humanity back. But Kiss Shot? Fully restored, terrifyingly elegant, and operating in literal god mode, toys with him. Cuts him down again and again and again. Limbs fly, torsos twist, and yet she smiles through it all while Araragi, well, let's just say he's barely holding it together. I was horrified and weirdly fascinated watching this. While Kiss Shot ultimately surrenders to Araragi and he wins his humanity back, let's be real here. The only real victory is Araragi securing the world record for most body parts regrown in a single fight. Seriously, that man regenerated more in 10 minutes than a lizard does in its entire lifetime. Get ready because Brawler vs. Executioner from Akodama Drive is charging in hot. While you won't see any flashing special abilities in this fight, the sheer intensity of bone-crushing punches and devastating blows is what makes it truly unforgettable. You can really tell how much they poured their hearts out just fighting each other. Every punch, every hit, every moment of struggle just adds to the excitement. The environment itself amplifies the intensity of every punch with crackling lightning and a neon-lit, rain-drenched backdrop making it feel like a boss battle in an underground cyberpunk coliseum. It was like watching two titans in a live-action anime version of WWE. Absolutely electric. In the next corner, it's Toji vs. Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. This battle unfolds in two intense parts, the first one being at Tokyo Jujutsu High, where Toji erupts into the scene, blindsiding Gojo with a sneak attack that feels more like an assassination than a fight opener. What follows is an all-out brawl between the two. Gojo strolls into this fight like he owns the universe because, let's be real, he basically does. Infinity? Check. Uncheckable ego? Double check. But Toji dismantles that confidence with sheer, ungodly speed and precision. His overwhelming power makes Gojo's usual godlike status look pathetic. And it isn't long till Toji shatters Gojo's infinity and tears down that untouchable aura with pure, surgical brutality with the inverted spear of heaven, aka the Uno reverse card of cursed tools. For the first time in his life, Gojo looks human, bruised, bleeding, and pissed. Just when you think Toji's won, Gojo makes the ultimate comeback, now crackling with god-tier energy, acting like a maniac and rewriting the laws of jujutsu sorcery on the spot. He confronts Toji after unlocking the reversed curse technique and completely decimates him. This fight isn't just a battle, it's a spectacle. A psychological thriller and a masterclass in how to humble the strongest. Toji walked in like a myth, Gojo walked out like a god, and we walked away stunned. Coming up, we have All Might versus All for One from My Hero Academia. All Might, the living legend, the guy who smiles through Armageddon itself, is running on fumes and sheer willpower. His muscular form flickering between his true weakened self and his hero persona like a dying light bulb, one last spark in a man who once lit the world. This isn't just a fight, it's a global panic attack as the whole world is watching this battle ensue. Civilians, heroes, and villains alike. All for One overpowers All Might at first, using devastating attacks, forcing All Might to fight smart rather than just relying on raw strength. And then it happens. All Might digs deeper than ever before and uses the last of his power to perform one final United States of Smash, utterly decimating All for One. All Might stands victorious, but we all know the truth. This was his last dance, his final act as the symbol of peace. This battle wasn't just a visual spectacle, it carried a lot of emotional weight as All Might didn't just win a fight, he passed the torch. And I felt it down in my soul. Up next is Jin Mori versus Han Dawi from the God of High School. If you've watched The God of High School, you already know it's a non-stop adrenaline rush packed with insane fights, so choosing just one wasn't easy. This scene features a fierce battle between friends turned rivals. Dawi initially dominates the match, landing brutal hits, and poor Mori is just not ready for this level of violence. And just when I thought Dawi was gonna fold Mori like a cheap lawn chair, our boy goes all in, because nothing says friendship like kicking your best friend's soul back into his body. The stakes couldn't be higher. One's fighting for a dying friend, and the other is fighting to knock some sense back into the guy trying to destroy him. The punches hit hard, the emotions hit harder. And the animation? Let's just say it feels like the scene's about to explode. On deck is Denji versus Katana Man from Chainsaw Man. Katana Man's swift and calculated attacks get the best of Denji, and he goes full sushi chef on him and slices off both his chainsaw arms like it's nothing. Most people would call it a day, right? But Denji? He's just getting warmed up. Turns out losing his arms just made him disarmed, but definitely not unarmed. A chainsaw comes out of his leg, which he uses to split the Katana Man in half. This fight was like watching a demonic Looney Tunes episode, and I loved every second of it. You could really tell the evolution of Denji from a reckless fighter to a more strategic combatant in this fight. Next up, Melodus and Ban go head-to-head in the 7 Deadly Sins. Unlike the other battles we've covered so far, there's no tragic backstory, no revenge plot, just two immortals beating the absolute living crap out of each other just for the fun of it. These two go all out in their fight, landing earth-shattering blows while smiling through it all. While Melodus dishes out devastating attacks, Ban's immortality lets him take absurd amount of damage and keep going. A series of shockwaves and broken landscapes follow, leaving Ban embedded into the side of a mountain. What kills me is how casual they are about the whole thing, really. Most anime rivals would be screaming about power levels or destiny. These two just love each other so much they express it through concussive force, I guess, and honestly, relationship goals. I definitely would watch these two immortals turn a countryside into a demolition derby again, because if this is how they play, I'd hate to see them actually mad. Sliding in, we've got Daki vs Nezuko from Demon Slayer, Entertainment District. Honestly, I feel like this one does not get the hype it deserves. My jaw hit the floor the moment Daki sliced through Nezuko like it was nothing. 1 second she's standing and the next she's flying through buildings like a demonic wrecking ball. Nezuko's rage awakens her true demon form, unlocking raw power that completely changes the tide of the fight as she displays explosive strength. I got chills watching her power surge. It was pure rage and chaos. Simply beautiful. Daki thought she was the hottest demon around until Nezuko hit her with that demonic puberty growth spurt and said, "Sit down, Sparkle Sash." Seriously, she went from adorable to absolutely unhinged in 2 seconds flat. Nezuko's insane regeneration and her unique combat style added to the flair of this fight. Her fire-like abilities were also showcased, which gave a stunning visual effect to her attacks. Daki tries to fight back with her ribbon attacks, but Nezuko is just too overpowered for her. When the battle subsides and Tanjiro finally manages to calm her down into her childlike form, it's kinda hard to believe that she'd be responsible for the chaos and destruction witnessed. Like, girl, you just painted the town red, literally. This fight was the perfect mix of brutal, beautiful, and unexpectedly hilarious. I'd watch Nezuko snap Daki in half again, like it's a stress toy, anytime. Now stepping into the ring, it's Makunochi Ippo vs Sendo Takeshi from Hajime no Ippo. This fight scene is engulfed in a series of explosive punches with both fighters taking massive damage and neither backing down. Sendo's relentless offense puts Ippo on the defensive, but Ippo withstands Sendo's assault and seizes his moment, quickly shifting from "please don't die" to "I am the storm." Suddenly, he's the one dealing out destruction, and every blow he lands sends shockwaves through the arena and my soul. But the part that really got me is when Ippo suddenly starts bobbing and weaving with his insane speed. 1 second he's just swaying rapidly and then BAM! He explodes forward with a barrage of rapid-fire punches that had me yelling at my screen like I was ringside. The fight is nothing short of a heart-pounding masterpiece with a touch of pure fighting spirit, and honestly, if this fight doesn't get your heart racing, you probably need to check your pulse because you might be dead. And to wrap things up, we've got Yaiba vs Onimaru from Yaiba Samurai Legend. Yaiba Samurai Legend, the remake, kicks off with a full-blown god-tier beatdown so insane the gods themselves might flinch. Onimaru's in full demon mode, eyes blazing, aura darker than your browser history, and he's throwing planet-busting energy like it's his side hustle. Yaiba's powers are all off the chart as he glows like a supernova and moves like lightning. The clash is insane, with lightning going off like someone challenged Thor to a beatbox battle. Each strike sends shockwaves like mini explosions. And the craziest part is, this is just the beginning. One episode in and we're already witnessing what it feels like the final boss fight. I can't wait to see what other jaw-dropping fights are coming up next, because if this is the warm-up, we're in for one hell of a ride. The visuals are insane and the energy is next level. It's fast, it's flashy, and it's everything you want in an epic first clash. Well, looks like that's the list for today, guys. Made it to the end? Drop a comment down below and tell us which showdown had you on the edge of your seat. Or let us know about one we missed. We might be able to include it on the list next time. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press that bell icon. It set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And don't forget to like the video. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.